Hello, boys and girls. Let's get started on our reading lesson. So yesterday in reading, we learned about the long I sound and we reviewed magic E. Remember, magic E makes the vowel say its name. So we're going to read some words that have magic E and long I. Okay, so remember, of course, that there has to be a vowel, like the letter I, which is what we're focusing on this week, then a consonant, and if there's a vowel, a consonant, then an E, that E is magic E, okay? So let's start off with our first word here. Marker was hard to open. We're gonna make sure we remember that it is magic E by putting some stars around it. And remember, when magic E is there, the letter I says its name and E is silent. All right, so let's tap this out. Let me use a different color for our tapping circles. So remember, SH makes one sound. Remember, that's quiet Sean. Then the I will say its name, and then the N sounds. We have 3 sounds in this word. So let's tap them out. Ready? Sh, I, n. Shine. Shine. The word shine, like how the stars shine. Very good. That has magic E and the long I. Excellent. Okay, let's take a look at this word down here. Okay, so let's see. There's a vowel, the letter I. There's a consonant and an E. So is that magic E? Yes, it is magic E. So let's put our stars to remind us. And then we'll circle the I to remind us that I says its name. And let's tap out a little bit. So remember, when there's an R blend, you tap out both of those sounds, D and R, then I and V, and E is silent, so there's no sound. So let's tap out. We have 4. All right, get your tapping hands ready. Here we go. D, I, V. Drive. Drive. Very good. Very good. Hopefully a lot of you were able to do that one independently on your own. That's always the goal, that eventually we'll be able to do this on our own. All right, good. How about this next word? We've got a vowel, we've got a consonant, we've got an E. So that E is magic E. Good. All right, again, let's put our stars so we don't forget that it's magic E. And then, of course, magic E is going to be silent and going to make I say its name. So let's tap it out. All right, we got our first sound here. So we have 3 sounds in this word because E is silent. Ready? Here we go. N, I, n. 9. Good, like the number 9. Excellent. Now these 3, we're going to tap, then we're going to stretch, then we're going to pound them. Okay? All right, so let's go for this one. Does this word have magic E? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That E is a magic E. So we'll put our stars around it. There we go. All right. Now we have one sound for the first letter P. Then we have a second sound for the I and a third sound for the next letter P. All right. So let's tap this out. Ready? P, I, P. Stretch it out. Pipe. 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 Very good. Excellent. Okay, 2 more. Let's do 2 more. All right, so kite. Oh, I gave it away. That's okay. All right, we'll tap it out anyway. So let's look at this word. Does this word have magic E? Yes, it does, because again, there's the vowel, the consonant, and the E. All right, so magic E, magic E. All right, and then we will circle the I to remind us. And here we go. Let's tap it out without the dots. Kite. Kite. Good. Make sure that you are saying each sound. So again, this one has 3 sounds as well. Make sure you don't add sounds or take away sounds. So you got to do the sounds that it shows you here. Okay. Last one. This word, does it have magic E? Yes, it does. This E is, in fact, a magic E. Good. Circle the letter I. All right, now how many sounds? We've got a sound for the letter S, a sound for the letter I, and a sound for the letter Z. The E is silent. Let's tap it out. Ready? S, I, Z. Size, size. Very good. Excellent. Like your shoe size. Very good. So these are some words that have the long I that we want to make sure we're practicing reading those types of words. Okay, now we're going to practice something called sound deletion, which is taking away a sound. So listen carefully. I'm going to say a word, smile. Show me a smile. Love your little smiles. Now say the sounds with me. So we're going to take smile apart. Ready? So it's smile. S, I, O, smile. All right, we know how to do that. Now I'm going to take away the first sound. I'm going to take away in smile. And I'm going to make a new word that has 3 sounds. Because remember, smile, I, O had 4 sounds. Now I'm going to take away this and we're going to have 3. Ready? So now it's I, O, mile, mile. So you can take away a sound from a word and create a whole new word. All right, so how about this one? Let's do the word bride, bride. Pound that with me or take it apart. Bride, B-R-I-D, bride. Now let's take away the B sound. So now we start with the sound. So now it's R-I-D, ride. Good. So you take away the first sound and you have a whole new word. All right, let's try another one. How about the word gripe? When you gripe, that means you're like complaining. So let's do the word gripe. Okay, so let's take that apart. Gripe. G-R-I-P. Gripe. Okay, now let's take away the g sound in gripe. Okay, so now we start with the sound and we start and it goes R-I-P, ripe, ripe. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more. How about the word slime? That's a fun word, right? Slime. So let's pound slime. Let's take it apart. Slime. S-O-I-M, slime. Okay, good. Now let's take away in slime and see what word we get. Now we're going to have to start not with the sound anymore, but with the O sound. Here we go. O-I-M, lime. Very good. Excellent. Okay, good job, boys and girls. So that's how you take away sound and create a new word. Now let's look over here on the other side for a second. We're going to talk about something called plurals. Now, plurals, that means when you say the word plural, that means that there is more than one. So if you have a noun, remember that's a person, place, or thing. If you have a noun, and right now we have a bunch of things up here, so a bunch of nouns. If you have a noun and you just have one of that thing, you just leave the word as it is. So if I have one bike, okay, one dime, one lake, one cape, okay, you just keep the word as it is because that means that you have one. But if you have more than one, if you have 2 or more, you have to do something to the word. You have to add the letter S to the end of the word. You have to add the letter S. So if I want to say I have 2 bikes, I have to add S to the end. So I can't say I have 2 bikes. No. You have 2 bikes. You would add an S to the end. Bikes. Okay? Or if you were going to say, if you say I have 1 dime and then someone says I have 5 dimes. Nope. Can't just say I have 5 dimes. You just say I have 5 dimes. Got to have that S at the end. Sometimes the S at the end makes a Z sound, but it's supposed to be an S. Okay, so dimes. I have 5 dimes. Good. Then we have the word lake. If you say, oh, look at that one beautiful lake over there. Okay, that's fine. But if there's more than one lake, if there's 2, you have to say, look at those 2 lakes. Lakes. Add that S at the end to make it a plural. All right, good. And then our last word here is cape. Cape. Ooh, that has A, just like this one. They had A with our magic E. Cape. If you are a superhero and you have 1 cape, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you're a superhero. But if you're a superhero, but you have like a backup cape, so you have 2, then that means that you don't have 2 cape. You have 2 capes. Capes. Make sure you got that S at the end, okay? So whenever you have more than one of something, you have to add an S to the end of the word, okay? So boys and girls, that is your lesson for today. Now what you are going to do, you are going to read a story. It is called Time to Plant. It begins on page 35 in your book. And this story is actually written out as a play. So instead of having the lines just like kind of going right into each other like we do with a typical story, this one actually says, you know, who's saying it and then what they say. It's like when we do readers theater in the classroom, and we did that and you had to read like a certain person's lines, like kid 1, kid 2, kid 3, you read that line. The first page gives you the cast, so it tells you Beth, Mike, Gramps, Dad, Mom, Miss White, and narrator. Narrator. That's a tricky word. So that's one of the words that might be a little bit hard to read when you get to it. But if you look at it and you just look at it a few times, then it'll help your brain remember when you see that word. Oh, that says narrator. I don't have to sound it out. I just know what it says. Okay? So this is a few pages. You're going to read that. It's a nice little story about a garden, and as you are reading it, pay attention to what happens in the story and in what order different things happen. Then you will have the back of yesterday's worksheet to do. So this has to do with our sight words, okay? So on the top here, it gives you our sight words, and you need to fill in the blanks. So you're going to read the sight words. It would also be helpful if you chopped them as you read them. That will help you learn it even better. And then you're going to read the sentences, and the pictures will help you too, and figure out, which of our words goes in which sentence. Okay? So that is your reading work for today, boys and girls. I hope that you are enjoying your day, and I know that you guys are going to do a really great job. Just continue to do your best.